Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found. Of course, we tape it live at both the YouTube and the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. On this episode of Going In Raw, we've got the Bloodline versus John Cena and Kevin Owens. That's right, we're going to be talking about the massive December 30th episode of Smackdown, with not just the return of John Cena to make sure that his streak remains alive, but also the return of Charlotte Flair, who won the WWE SmackDown Women's title off of Ronda Rousey. We're going to talk about all that today.
Let's talk about that first, since it's kind of the most surprising news coming out of this show. So Ronda had a scheduled championship bout with Raquel Rodriguez. A really good bout. In the end, though, Raquel's bad arm, Ronda put the arm bar on it. She had to tap. It's really a creative finish, too.
Yeah.
Basically, as soon as that bout was over, you hear Charlotte's new music. You see the Tron. She comes out in some new gear, and she challenges. Well, first, Ronda says, "Oh, I'm sure you want a title match at the Rumble." And Charlotte goes, "Yeah, nope. I want it tonight." And Ronda, full of hubris, says, "You got it," even though Shayna's like, "Whoa, you shouldn't have this match. You just had a match already. You shouldn't do two in a row. That's not a good idea."
Not a good idea.
Nonetheless, Ronda gives the title to the ref. Ref rings the bell. And about, 45, 60 seconds later, Charlotte is your champion.
A big old boot. And then Ronda tried to lock on an armbar, and Charlotte rolled her up to get the pin here. Mm-hmm. I don't know what this means for Ronda Rousey, if that means she's going to be gone for a little while, or if this was just sort of like a shock moment to motivate, another feud between the two of them, or even better, a feud between Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, given that Shayna was trying to tell Ronda, hey, cut it out. This isn't, do it on your time, not on Charlotte Flair's time. I don't know. There's a couple story options I have.
I think a feud between Ronda and Shayna, with Shayna getting the win, would be a great kind of reset for Shayna to get her back on the track that she was in NXT.
Absolutely.
So WrestlingNews.co today, I believe it was both today, had a couple reports on potential Mania matches. And one of them was Ronda versus Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would involve either Rhea winning the Rumble and saying, "I want to face Ronda," or Judgment Day being sent over to SmackDown in some sort of trade or draft pre-WrestleMania. The report had a caveat, of course, which is plans could change. Maybe they're going to do Charlotte and Rhea again. Maybe Rhea is going to challenge Bianca.
Yeah.
At this juncture, it wouldn't surprise me if they want to do Ronda and Shayna, but maybe they don't want to put the belt on Shayna quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
But they want Shayna to win that feud, so they're having Ronda drop the belt. Charlotte will face, I don't know who off the top of my head. And then that'll allow Ronda and Shayna to have their feud going into WrestleMania, where Shayna can get the win and use that win as kind of like the start of her eventual push for the title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. Ronda had said in an interview before she won the title off Liv Morgan that she wasn't even particularly interested in having the title. She kind of enjoyed what she was able to do, the freedom she had as a character to be away from the title. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes the people who have the title, there is a certain pressure, especially when it comes to creative. You're sort of locked into a certain thing with creative. Away from it, you're free to do a lot more interesting things sometimes. And maybe, Ronda's always had like an interesting relationship, not just with the fans, but with the idea of pro wrestling, in terms of doing certain things, needing to win, needing to lose, having to be a certain kind of character that might not fit who she wants to be, like who she's comfortable portraying. And I don't know, maybe this was just, this is a great shock opportunity for Charlotte to come in. She's been gone for a long time, since I believe we said it was May.
Yeah.
And because it was at Backlash.
That Ronda won the title. Yeah.
And that was a good match. They do have really good chemistry, Ronda and Charlotte.
So yeah, I mean, you expect them to have a rematch probably at the Rumble. And whoever wins that, I would assume is carrying the belt in the Mania. Maybe Ronda gets it back. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's good to see Charlotte back. And it creates some intrigue around the SmackDown Women's Championship because I right now honestly have no idea what the storyline is going to be going into Mania at this juncture.
You know, dude, it's also going to be interesting to see Charlotte Flair booked under Triple H. She's been gone the entire time that Triple H has been running things. And it'll be interesting to see if they try to add a little dimension, a little complexity. I mean, I remember you and I probably peak Charlotte under Vince was when she cut 2 promos in a row.
Yeah.
like that's how much Vince just gave us Charlotte, nonstop. She came out there, cut a promo, and then like they ran her music, and then she cut another promo.
There was pyro. They ran her music, and there was pyro, and then she cut another promo.
That was so weird.
It was really weird.
Yeah, it was pretty bizarre. Was that this year or was that last year?
I want to say that was last year.
Man, we really need to do a weirdest moments of pro wrestling 2022.
That was up there, man.
Anyways, so yeah, that happened. Also, getting to the notes here, we had so obviously the big match, John Cena and Kevin Owens taking on the Bloodline. Roman Reigns seemingly nonplussed about this match heading into it, telling Sami Zayn, easy day at the office for us. Not quite. Kevin Owens was involved in most of this match, but then John Cena really cleaned up at the end, basically humiliating the Bloodline in what felt like a house show type move. He took he dropped Sami Zayn with what is the move that he does where
it's like he does a belly to back prior to the 5 knuckle shuffle.
Then he goads Roman Reigns in, does the same thing to him, and him and Kevin Owens both drop a 5 knuckle shuffle on the 2 of the Bloodline members there, and then Kevin Owens hits Sami Zayn with a stunner to pick up the win. And this is, I mean, dude, I don't know when the last time. Well, obviously, we know the last time Roman Reigns was pinned was like Baron Corbin years ago.
Yeah, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
something like that. It's been a very long time.
Yeah.
But the last time the Bloodline as a group lost a match, I don't know when it's been, but it's been like a low Bloodline win situation.
Yeah, I don't know if they've lost a match that Roman was involved in since he came back.
Right.
I don't know. I can't think of an instance where that happened. I'll check right now, but I don't know when that's happened.
If somebody in chat
in
can
recent
sort of do a little bit of research for us, that'd be great.
So I mean, this would seem so. Kind of the story going into this was last week. Sami cut a promo, essentially pledging his loyalty to the Bloodline.
Oh, it was a great promo. It was a great promo. Yeah.
And Heyman talks to him about it. Prior to the match early on in the show, and he pretty much says, hey, the thing about being on the island of relevancy is you got to think 3 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. And because he says, a great promo, but Roman may not have really liked the fact that the crowd was chanting your name while Roman was standing in the ring. Mm-hmm. So Sami brings that up prior to the match. And he asks Roman, did that bother you? And Roman hesitates. And he goes, nah, I like the passion. If you get a 10th of that tonight, I can take the night off. We got this, no problem. Okay, I'm looking here. That's a house show that the Bloodline lost. Wasn't on TV. Doesn't count.
Doesn't count. I know Roman obviously lost to Seth Rollins by DQ in January at last year's Rumble.
Yeah. So not including dark matches or house shows. I don't see an instance where he has lost.
Okay, yeah.
Much less by pinfall.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, dude, clearly this is going to be the, inciting incident, if you will, that takes Sami Zayn out of the Bloodline. He ate the pin. He's going to take the responsibility. And it's just a matter of when and how that happens. And, of course, Kevin Owens, how he's going to factor into it as well. This is a one-off for John Cena. I don't think he's going to be involved in this, although there's a rumor out there. I think, was it Wrestling.co also?
Yeah, about Logan Paul versus Cena, yeah.
Logan Paul versus Cena seems to be the thing. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. And then also on the show tonight, we had what we thought was maybe Uncle Howdy comes out, but clearly it's a different person than who came out a couple weeks before. Hits Bray with his sister Abigail, but we want to know who was under what looked like a new mask.
It was definitely a different mask from the one Uncle Howdy has worn. This one doesn't cover the entire face. There's some beard sticking out. There's some long hair flowing out of the top of it. And there was some speculation here in chat during our watch along, and I think on social media as well, that it was reminiscent of Edge. And then Smayfabe, Friendo, sent the picture to us. And I was looking at it, and it reminded me a bit of Vincent.
Okay.
From Honor No More. Prior to that, of course, in Ring of Honor. I know while Vincent was in Honor No More, he had the dreadlocks. Now, in this instance, there's no dreadlocks. So I don't know about it's not conclusively Vincent, but maybe we'd heard reports that perhaps they were Vincent and Dutch. They were 2/3 of a trios in Ring of Honor, that they might be heading to WWE. So that's probably why the thought occurred to me that it could be Vincent.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it was Edge. However, there were allusions to Edge and the White Rabbit stuff.
Yeah, right.
There were references to him. So I don't know.
Let's take a look here. I'm looking at Vincent. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see here. Yeah, it could be any of them, to be honest with you. Again, I'm looking at the picture here. There's I would disqualify Edge from this.
Yeah.
Number one, Edge doesn't have long hair anymore. Yeah, could it be a wig? It doesn't look like a wig though.
No.
It doesn't look like a wig. I'd say Vincent is probably like the best bet here. I mean, he sort of, when he was walking out, he was doing sort of like a little thing with his hand that sort of felt like a little Vincent-ish. The first guy might have had the body build of Dutch from what are they called?
Darn it! Give me a second. I'll check.
Fuck.
Vincent, Dutch, and Bateman is the.
Yeah, what are they called? I feel like we should know this.
The Righteous.
Okay, yeah, I forgot that. Anyways,
The Righteous.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. I liked this segment more than I liked.
So right now I'm looking at a picture of Vincent and Dutch. This must be at a Ring of Honor show, and Dutch is literally standing like this. Steve, look at me.
He's Uncle Howdy. Yeah. So is this Vincent character like an Uncle Harper thing?
Maybe. That was the other trademark that they filed around the same time as Uncle Howdy was Uncle Harper.
Yeah.
So, we still don't know exactly the nature of the relationship between Bray and Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper, if that's who maybe Vincent is portraying here. I'm sure it's going to be some aspects of Bray's psyche kind of projected out. It's maybe like a Tyler Durden type thing,
Yeah.
Who knows though? I don't know. I'm just happy there's some movement here in the story.
Agreed. Yeah. And it wasn't as goofy as we got week one, whatever week it was when Uncle Howdy actually showed up. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. We'll see how it goes. And then they announced that they're doing the pitch black match.
Yeah.
Which no doubt Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper, whoever these people are going to be, helping out with this. This feud is so weird, mainly because LA Knight's involved.
Yeah.
This is not, the funny thing is like LA Knight, it's such a weird thing because like LA Knight is like your sort of very stereotypical bad guy, talking shit all the time, running down the crowds. He's such a like 1990s, 1980s type character in his presentation and everything. And then you got Bray Wyatt, who's trying to move things way forward. And the clash is it's just weird. It's
It
like,
is
shouldn't we feel some sympathy to LA Knight because he's being terrorized by Bray Wyatt? He's like, Bray Wyatt's like running intellectual circles around LA Knight with all this talk of like, oh man, you guys are trash, but I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I've got this anxiety, man. But then these guys come out and attack him, and LA Knight's trying to be a bad guy. It's like, shouldn't he be like a good, like, shouldn't he be doing this with like, I don't know, like a good guy? Well,
I think Bray is supposed to be the good guy. He's the guy who was the evildoer before, who is making efforts to kind of reform and make
but
amends.
He's a prick. Like, honestly, when I saw his promo last week, I was like, Bray Wyatt, he just comes off as a troll. He's like, oh, I don't know what to think, man. I come out and you guys are so nice to me, but meanwhile, he's just terrorizing poor LA Knight. You know, and it's like clearly he's in cahoots with these people.
Well, here's the thing: is during the promo last week, he starts talking about Uncle Howdy, and then he loses his train of thought. He can't, sorry, I can't talk, and he can't finish his thoughts, and he kind of crouches down, and that's when he attacks the cameraman.
Yeah, but like when Uncle Howdy came out, like there's nothing about Bray that seems like he's a good guy. You know, he's like sitting there laughing at LA Knight because this creepy Uncle Howdy's there, and he's like, oh man, I'm trolling the shit out of you, because like clearly Bray Wyatt's the guy attacking him. And he's like, but no, look, it was this guy. It was Uncle Howdy guy. I don't know. Everything about Bray screams bad guy to me.
No, I know. No, I think the idea is that, again, he's trying not to be a bad guy, but aspects of him that are more fond of doing bad than good are starting to take over, but yet they're kind of projections.
I feel like this would work a little bit better, and I don't want to get into fantasy book and stuff, but I feel like this would have been booked a little bit better had the person he's feuding with been maybe somebody who's like sympathetic and trying to help Bray. You know, because Bray is torn, he's conflicted. Get somebody out there who's like, hey man, you know, I know what it's like. Maybe somebody who has a history of being a bad guy, but is also, you know, has had a face turn at some point in the last couple of years.
You know, been the perfect person for that role. Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Somebody who's had to like, you know, has had plenty of issues with his own identity. Somebody who, you know, the people don't trust him, and he's trying to reform his image.
Yep. Trying to redeem himself in the eyes of the fans and the locker room. Yeah. But then
Kevin Owens, the problem with Kevin Owens is that he's so snarky, and like even him, like you need also somebody who buys into the silliness, the absurdity of the theater of pro wrestling.
Which
Kevin
is
Owens
perfect for LA Knight.
Which is kind of perfect for LA Knight. So
because he's all about the facade, the theatrics, the presentation, the spectacle of it. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a goofy thing, but it's entertaining because I love LA Knight and I love Bray Wyatt. It's just what a weird duo.
It's like they picked two names out of a hat for a feud.
It really is. And
they're trying to make it work.
It's like, oh, what? That doesn't work for me. I need it. You know, it's like LA Knight would work great against like a Johnny Gargano, you know, like a white meat baby face. And instead he's got Bray Wyatt, like one of the most complex, you know, divisive characters there is. Like the internet, it's funny, like watching the internet, like they're like, man, this guy is trash because like it's just the same thing over and over again. And then some people are like, oh my God, he's genius.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. And LA Knight's kind of like one of the most one-dimensional characters there is, you know.
Yeah.
In the face of all this stuff that's going on to him, has he changed a bit, LA Knight? No.
No.
If anything, he's hardened his position, you know.
Yeah, like the extent of his reaction tonight was he leaves the ring and says, "What the heck's going on?" Yeah. Oh man. Anyways, before we get to the actual breakdown, Larson, what say we pay some bills?
Let's do it. Let's take a quick break here, friendos. This episode of Going In Raw is brought to you by BetterHelp. Steve.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, basically every single Christmas gift I got my kids, basically everyone came with the user manual. And I was sitting there holding these user manuals in my hand, and it got me to thinking that there have been times that I wish that I had a user manual for life. And I know that I've talked about this a lot here on the show, but in my 20s, I was feeling pretty overwhelmed by life's challenges and started dealing with pretty severe anxiety. And it got to the point where I came to the realization that I needed to go to therapy.
That's right, man, because therapists are trained to assist you in processing challenging emotions and help you learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing we have to a user manual of the complex machine called you.
Me?
Everybody.
Everyone, yes, that's right. And while it took me quite a while to find a therapist I felt comfortable talking to, once I did, I was able to learn the tools I needed to better cope with my anxiety. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable.
Yeah, you just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist, and if things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. It couldn't be simpler.
No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/raw. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw.
Speaking of Bray Wyatt, SmackDown kicked off with the Bray Wyatt promo. Comes out, hello, my name is Bray Wyatt, man. Deep down, I don't think of myself as a good person, though I do try. When I look back at all the horrible things I had to do to get where I am, I don't regret much. However, I did something that I do regret. I want to apologize, man. I attacked the cameraman. He didn't deserve it. I want you to know I apologize. And then LA Knight's, yeah, let me talk to you. LA Knight comes out
like 5 times.
By the way, I am sad about this. I loved LA Knight's Tron quote-unquote video. It wasn't even much of a video. It's just a stylized version of his face with sunglasses. Yeah. And it was like LA Knight, and it had like the Smackdown logo of his name, and they changed it.
I know. Now it's more like a 3/4 longer shot.
Yeah. And there's like there's like a knight helmet there, which doesn't even fit. Like,
no, it's really not. It's not literal. It's not a knight.
Right. I mean, when you think LA Knight,
no,
it's like it's just a play off of. Yeah, he comes off as like an aged club goer.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes. You know, hey, how's it going, ladies? Yeah. You want to go back with me to my penthouse suite? It's a studio apartment. Yeah. That's
got a Murphy bed in there I sleep on. Yeah.
I got a kitchenette. Yeah. What do you
call got a stove. I got a hot plate. Yeah.
Hot plate. I was going to say the hot plate. Oh man, I got a Murphy bed. Oh man. Anyways, so yeah, LA Knight comes out. Yeah, says he says, let me talk to you. Oh, I want to apologize to a little cameraman. You got to be kidding me. Yeah, the master of mind games, Bray Wyatt's getting gamed by the megastar. What happened, cameraman? I ain't concerned with that. Pay one of your goons in your Captain Howdy outfit. You're the responsible party. Yeah, it's time to pay the check. LA Knight's check. That dude, again, totally writes checks at the grocery store, LA Knight.
Yes.
He says, but hear this. You know, you used to be something, Bray. Used to be a force. But week after week, all you've proved to be a broke-down loser. But I got the medicine. Yeah, it ain't a cowbell. The Rumble's coming down the pipe. It's going to be LA Knight's first at the ripe age of 38. Young superstar, megastar. Yeah, I want to make it a special Rumble. Yeah, the way I'm going to do that is by breaking your ass like dishes. Breaking your ass like dishes.
I haven't heard that before. Bray says, who do you think you're talking to? I've been patient all this time, and I've known that I could have ended this whenever I wanted to, but I think you're right. It's time to remind you and the rest of the world how cruel I can be when I feel like it. So, you're talking to the Rumble? Yeah. I accept. And so LA Knight seems pretty satisfied with himself till the lights come back down. We get who we think is Uncle Howdy, but this music is different, I think.
I think the music was different.
Because when it was Uncle Howdy, it was like super eerie. Mm-hmm. This wasn't that. But Uncle Howdy shows up on the Tron saying, revel in what you are, embrace the darkness. And that's when Uncle Howdy, or Uncle Harper, walks out to the ring, takes the hat off, places it on the apron, gets in the ring. At first stands between LA Knight and Bray, turns to Bray, stands next to him.
Ooh, yeah.
And so you think, oh, he's got Bray's side.
Nope.
Sister Abigail on Bray, then leave.
And then LA Knight gets out of the ring and says, what the heck is going on? Yeah. He's like, oh, is that guy going to be running ropes?
If this is Uncle Harper seems like it's not a stretch to think he would be running ropes.
I could see him running ropes.
Yeah.
Captain Howdy, not so sure about that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it, though. It's going to happen at some point, Steve.
I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. After that, we see Sami Zayn walking backstage. He knocks on the Bloodline's locker room, which is kind of weird because you'd think that at this point he wouldn't have to, but he does. Maybe it's courtesy.
Could be.
Paul Heyman opens the door. You know, maybe he walked in on Roman, dropping a deuce one time.
That could be. He's like, after that, Maybe Roman didn't even know he was there.
Maybe
He was
like
like, okay, he just closed it right away. He thinks in the future, I got to knock.
every door I'm knocking on.
If it says Bloodline on it, I'm knocking.
He walked in on Roman and like he got his leg stuck in like his pants. He's got like one leg on, but he's like doing
he's
the other.
jumping around
like,
the other leg. Yeah,
he looks like an idiot, and he's like, oh, it's humiliating,
Yeah,
It's like I'm not gonna give him that indignity again.
Yes, I'll knock first.
Yeah. Anyways, Paul Heyman opens the door. They hug. Sammy's like, let's talk strategy. Heyman says, the things that you said to a global audience last week, your pledge of loyalty to the bloodline, it's that passion that Roman's always seen in you. I'm very proud of you, Sammy. And Sammy says, yeah, man, we talked after. Roman seemed really happy with the whole thing. And Heyman says, here's the thing. The whole concept of Roman standing in the ring and you're there and the whole crowd is chanting, Sami Uso. Sami Uso. It's just not the right optics. And Sammy's like, whoa, wait a second. Did Roman say something about that? Heyman says, does he have to? Life on the island of relevancy means staying 3 steps ahead. Think about that. Now let's go in.
Yeah.
He said something about stalling tactics.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, oh, yeah, Roman's dropping a big deuce right there.
Could be.
He's got the Febreze out,
Could be. He's lighting the match.
It's like, oh, man, Tribal Chief had some Arby's earlier.
All right. Then we had Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa next. A really fun match. Banger after banger we get from Sheamus.
Oh, absolutely.
This was a lot of fun. It's a good back and forth. At one point, though, you got the brawl between the Usos and the Brawling Brutes down there on ringside. Sheamus takes out the Usos with a lariat off the top rope to the floor, and then he turns around. Solo grabs his arm, yanks him shoulder first into the ring post, hits him with an Uranagi on the apron. Samoan spike to get the win.
Yeah.
Usos get in the ring to attack Sheamus. Solo goes to get a chair, wraps it around Sheamus's head, and then Drew runs out to make the save and clears the ring.
Curious Corduroy in Twitch chat has it. The Tribal Chief was dropping some tribal beef.
That's it.
That'd be great. Sammy walks in. Oh, Sammy's like, oh, God. He's like, what is that? What, did an animal die? Did an animal die in here? Roman, we got to get you out of this place. He's like, oh, bathroom's
And he turns like on the toilet.
I'm telling you, it was one of these things where it's like he walks in, like, what does that smell? He looks over, and then Roman's left the bathroom door. Like, Roman's out of the bathroom, but he left it open. Oh, man. Oh, gosh, darn it.
My goodness. Then we had Raquel Rodriguez versus Ronda Rousey. Of course, Ronda's working over Raquel's bad arm. She got all this tape on it.
Oh, man, it's just a big target for Ronda Rousey.
Put the brace back on. You see all these baseball players.
Hold on,
with
Six
the
Fingers said
elbow.
Roman had the twos. He had the twos.
Oh, my gosh. You got all these baseball players with like this armor on their elbow.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And they go up to the plate. Why can't Ronda get one of those?
Oh, man, I know.
For her match.
I know. No, it's ridiculous. Like, it's just a big target for her.
It's a massive target. So anyways, Ronda keeps going for the armbar. Raquel keeps trying to get Ronda up for a finish, and Ronda keeps reversing that to some armbar attempt. This goes back and forth several times during the match. Eventually, Ronda puts the sleeper on Raquel. Raquel kind of hurls Ronda to the turnbuckle to break that up. Raquel hits a boot, knocks Shayna off the apron, hits that kind of twisting Vader bomb splash elbow thing she does on Ronda, and Shayna runs over to try to put Ronda's foot on the bottom rope, and then the ref sees it and is like, what are you doing? And he's like on the verge of throwing her out, but doesn't.
He doesn't do it.
Doesn't.
They're like, oh no, we need Shayna for a story beat later.
Like, yeah, they do, and then I guess that little bit of distraction maybe played in the finish. Anyway, so Raquel puts Ronda to the top ropes, looking for like maybe a super fall away slam or something. Ronda reverses that on the arm bar, but it's a pretty cool moment because Raquel's standing on the second rope. Ronda's more or less on her shoulders trying to get the arm bar on. Raquel falls back to try to break it.
Yeah.
Ronda doesn't let go, and Raquel has to tap like basically immediately.
Yeah. It was a pretty creative finish. I like that. So afterwards, Ronda gets on the mic and she's about to cut a promo. She has like 2 words comes out. And then Charlotte returns. She's got new music. According to, was it the internet? It was like Sean Ross Sapp or somebody said it was Rob Zombie.
Yeah, I think it was Sean, yeah.
I got to listen to that back, man. That could be kind of cool. That's sort of an unlikely pairing, like Charlotte's entrance and Rob Zombie. That could be kind of interesting.
Because it still had like the essence of her prior theme and, of course, her dad's theme.
Yeah.
There's still a little bit of that in there.
Her gear looked amazing. It was like purple, some blue in it. But yeah, it was different than anything we've seen from her. It looked really great. So anyways, Charlotte comes out. She walks to the ring. She grabs a mic. Ronda says, "Oh, hey, Charlotte, I guess your arm's feeling better. You want to challenge for this title at like SummerSlam? No, wait, the Rumble?" And Charlotte's like, "No, I'm challenging you tonight." Ooh. And Shayna's trying to talk Ronda out of it. She's like, "Dude, no, man. Like, come on. You just had a match." And Ronda's like, "No, screw that. We're going to do it." She lays the belt down. She says, "You're in luck because I'm feeling spicy." And then, Ronda hands the belt to the ref, and they ring the bell. And then we get ourselves a really quick match as Ronda turns back around from giving like the bell up or whatever. I'm sorry, the belt up. Charlotte hits a big boot right at the bell. She gets a 2. And then she boots Shayna off the apron, hits a spear on Ronda, and then Ronda's able to sort of lock in an armbar right on the spear, but then Charlotte rolls her up for the win. In the replay, you can see Charlotte trying to grab at tights. So the idea, I think, is that, she might have got a little bit of the dirtiest player in the game there going.
Yep. Yeah, pretty surprising. I mean, we hadn't heard anything about Charlotte being at the show tonight. There have been kind of rumblings, I think, that her return was close, but so often we have these surprise returns kind of spoiled based on, whether it's reporting from, and I'm not complaining about it. I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining about it. Whether it's from news sites or sometimes WWE themselves announcing things in advance to try to get more eyeballs on the product. So it's not very often we get a true surprise return.
I wonder if this is going to be the kind of thing that changes because, like during Vince's, especially over the last couple of years, if this was under Vince, it would have been on Twitter. Yeah. Charlotte's going to return tonight on Smackdown. And it's like, why would you do that? This is a great opportunity for a big return, a big surprise rather. But they wouldn't have done it that way. And I wonder if we're going to get less surprises on social media. Although they did do the thing where Xia Li was revealed to be the masked attacker,
that was
the
weird.
hooded attacker.
That was weird.
Nicholas Grosskirth here in chat on Twitch says, "I find it funny Steven Larson's prediction video is outdated. Charlotte's the final SmackDown Women's Champion, not Ronda." Well, you know what? I called Charlotte being the final SmackDown Women's Champion, so
you did.
Yay for me, I guess. Anyway,
you did. So then we're in the Bloodline's locker room. Sami and Roman are just talking, and then Sami says, "Hey, we got a huge match tonight. I want to make sure we're on the same page." And he says, "I want to ask you, it didn't bother you that the crowd was chanting my name while we were out there? What did it?" Oof. And Roman hesitates and looks at him. He says, "Oh God, no. The way you were locked in, how could you look at anybody else? If you have 10% of that energy tonight, I could take the night off. It's going to be a good night."
Yeah. Oof. It always makes me nervous when Sami says anything to Roman.
I know.
It's so scary. But Roman's in a good mood. If the Bloodline would have got that win tonight, oh, man, everything would be looking up. But, oof, boy, this is not going to play well.
Though.
No, they didn't. They didn't. You thought they were going to win? They didn't.
You're wrong.
So this is great. After that, we're in the locker room. And the New Day are in there teasing Top Dollar about missing that dive last week. They're basically doing the thing that everybody was doing on the internet right afterwards and just clowning Top Dollar. And Mason Mansois is there. Madcap Moss does as well. And they're, Top Dollar's taking it in stride. And then Ricochet says, "Oh, yeah, now, it's not as easy as I make it look, is it?" And then Top Dollar just pushes the shit out of him. It's like, fuck you, pal. And so
they're going to have oh, sorry, go ahead.
A qualifying match for the Rumble. They're bringing back qualifying matches, man.
That's great. It's very exciting.
Ricochet's totally going to win that.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess they needed like Top Dollar to do something a little heelish.
I guess so.
Are they going to give him another opportunity to launch himself over that top rope?
Maybe.
He said his leg just gave out, and he tweeted out video of him doing it when he's 50 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
He's been getting pretty, he's been losing, shedding some LBs. Yeah.
It'd be silly, but it could also be kind of fun that if he finally hits it during the Rumble, he has a spot to hit that dive, and it's like, oh, I could win the Rumble, or I could just shut people up who are making fun of me, and hits it there. Eliminates himself in the Rumble to prove people wrong.
Oh, man, he would be clowned so hard. I wonder if Vince would do that. Because here's the thing. Vince would have found this to be the funniest thing ever.
I know.
And then in every match afterwards, he would order him to botch that.
I know.
He'd be like, you better not do this right. You better botch it. He's like, I could get injured trying to botch that move. God damn it. Do it. Wait, what am I talking about? Vince released those guys. He wouldn't even be in the company. So anyways, that's a good one though. Man, my God, he'd be clown. So he'd be like, look, see, I did it. You just eliminated yourself from the Rumble.
Yeah.
But
that would be Vince booking.
Yeah.
Then we had Imperium came to the ring for a promo / video package of Gunther's Path of Destruction. So
that sounds like such a Vince segment.
It really does. And it kind of played like one, too.
But then again, Vince probably would have released Gunther by now.
Yeah, maybe.
If reports were true that he didn't like him.
So then Ludwig Kaiser says 2022 was the year of the ring general. Vinci says that Gunther has proven to be the most dominant Intercontinental Champion in history, and no man on SmackDown will take his title from him. And Kaiser says, just don't take our word for it. Take a look at the men who have tried. He throws to a video package of everybody that Gunther has beaten. And then when the opponent has been defeated, what appears on the screen, Steve? Do you have it handy?
Oh, shit. What were you talking about? I was trying to look at Gunther's head.
About what popped up on the screen during this video package whenever Gunther beat somebody.
I got you.
Yeah, X.
It was a red X. Sorry, I was trying to move ahead to Gunther. I was going to see if online they had like Gunther's bloody head, if any fans took a picture.
So we go back to Imperium. Gunther's about to speak. He's interrupted by Braun. Braun says, I couldn't notice that I wasn't in that video of yours, which means you haven't beat me. Maybe there isn't a man on SmackDown who can beat you, but what about a monster? So all three of Imperium turn to leave, and Braun says, I'm not asking. I'm telling you I want a title shot. And Imperium attacks. Braun fends off Kaiser and Vinci. Gunther's looking for a chop. Braun catches it, hits him with a clothesline. Gunther rolls out of the ring. Braun hits the Strowman Express on Kaiser and Vinci, looks for one on Gunther. Gunther sidesteps, sends Braun through the barricade, then hits Braun. Gunther then hits Braun with a chair. Imperium throw him into the ring steps, shoulder first. Gunther tells the rest of Imperium to put Braun back in the ring. They do. He starts wrecking Braun's arm.
Braun is like screaming out in pain.
And so you got refs and producers coming out to try to break it up, and you got Vinci and Kaiser try to fend them all off.
They're just pulling people out, and the refs aren't doing anything, so they're just pulling out all the producers who would do something.
So then Ricochet runs down with a chair, gets in the ring. So Imperium leave, but he takes a swing towards Gunther as he's leaving the ring. We see quite a bit where someone takes a chair to swing at somebody who's out of the way, and it hits the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll do it over and hit the apron.
Yeah.
Well, I get Gunther didn't seem like he was far enough away from the ring yet, so when Ricochet swung down with the chair, it looks like it hit Gunther in the head. Because
all I have is this grainy fan video from like the second level, and they just have like a towel pressed up to his head here.
Yeah, someone got busted open from that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Instantly, like he holds his head and falls to the floor.
Yeah.
And as soon as the segment plays out, everybody's over by Gunther to check on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
So hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, he walked out on his own, but hopefully there wasn't like they did concussion protocol on him or something like that. Hopefully.
I know.
And then we had our main event. Kevin Owens and John Cena versus Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, a.k.a. The Bloodline. Kevin Owens and Sami start. They do their thing. Roman is just, he's cool.
Oh, he's so good.
He's like just excited, happy whenever Sami's doing his thing, but then Kevin Owens gets the upper hand and disrespects the Chief, and he's like, don't like that. His stomach's still bubbling from earlier.
Yeah.
Tribal beef, dropping the twos.
So eventually he tells Sami, all right, tag me in. And so he gets tagged in. He's standing, having a stare down with Kevin Owens. They're talking some trash. And Roman's like, I don't want to wrestle you. Tag in him. Tag in
And
Cena.
the crowd is really looking for Cena too.
Yeah.
And Kevin Owens is like, okay, maybe I'll tag in. And Cena's really wanting it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he turns to Cena to tag him in, Roman Reigns gives him the old cheap shot.
Yeah, the lariat and hits a Uranagi. Smackdown then rolls on. A lot of Sami and Kevin Owens here in this particular bout. They were really kind of carrying the middle part of the match.
Yeah.
So down towards the stretch, Sami's looking for a haluva kick. Instead, he runs into a super kick from Owens. Owens then hits another super kick, a pop-up power bomb. Roman breaks up that pin, and then he pulls Sami to his corner, and then tags himself in. He's looking for a Superman punch. Owens evades that, hits a super kick, falls to this frog splash to get a 2 count. So Kevin Owens is looking for a pop-up power bomb. Instead, Roman counters with a Superman punch. He's looking for a spear. Owens gets out of the way. Roman gets posted. Earlier, Roman had pulled Cena off the apron and threw him into the barricade so he couldn't get the hot tag or couldn't tag into the match. By that point, Cena had gotten back on the apron. Owens tags him in. Roman tags in Sami. And that's when Cena does the shoulder tackles to Sami, belly to back. Taunts Roman to get in the ring, hits him with the belly to back, tags in Owens. They both do 5-knuckle shuffles. Cena hits Roman with a AA. Owens hits Sami with a stunner to get the win.
Yeah, very house show ending there.
Yes.
All right. So, look, man, it's not going to happen. Right now, we've got 72 likes on the YouTube video.
No Paul, huh?
So, we got questions. We're going to answer some questions.
Hey, by the end of the questions, we get 200. Maybe Paul will call in to wish us all Happy New Year.
I'll give you guys a little spoiler. Paul shows up on tomorrow's Friendo Awards video.
That's true.
That's very exciting. He actually took home at least one award, one Friendo Award. Triple H did. So if we get up to 200, which I don't think it's going to happen, we've got 431 people. If everybody just smash that like button, maybe that'll happen. I don't see it happening. I'll drop the link in Twitch chat as well in case everybody wants to go over there. But I don't know. Maybe people are tired of Paul. Maybe people are tired.
That could be. That could be.
And I don't know how many. I just posted this question thread like 15 minutes ago. I don't know how many.
Oh, okay. We have a few. All right. We have a few there.
All right. Let's see here. First up from Nikyle. After Ronda, who should Charlotte defend the SmackDown Women's title against? A call-up, return, or existing main roster wrestler? I think there's enough people on main roster for it not to be a call-up or a return. So I would say existing main roster wrestler. I just don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it would be either, unless they start moving people across shows. I don't know if it'd be Rhea. I don't know if they want to try to build up Raquel to get to that point to face Charlotte at Mania. There's Liv on SmackDown.
Yeah.
There's Shayna. I don't know. And I don't know. No idea. I can't think of anybody in NXT right now.
It would have been perfect for Mandy to get the call.
Yeah.
It would have been.
Mr.
Perfect.
Sinister says Asuka. That'd be great if it's Asuka and Charlotte. Asuka finally gets the win on Charlotte at WrestleMania.
That'd be great. I'd love to see
Asuka
beat like Rhea first. I don't know if that's going to happen though, because I think they got big plans for Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
First, she has to bail out Dom. Do we have like a read on how Dom is doing in jail?
I haven't heard.
He said he's not going to last. Alex Foster says, considering Kevin Owens and John Cena's history. By the way, we are at 133 likes. That's not going to get the job done, but we do have 3 more questions.
We do. There's some here in chat too. So
okay. Alex Foster says, considering Kevin Owens and John Cena's history, Kevin Owens must have convinced Cena to help him. If you had a problem, how would you convince John Cena to help you?
Do you think Cena is immune to flattery? Like if say we had beef in the past, I hadn't really talked much, and but for whatever reason, I either got his number or had his number, so I texted him. I was like, "Hey, John, really enjoyed you in Peacemaker.
Sure, yeah,
great stuff. I see your Hollywood career is really taking off. Congratulations! I see huge things for you. Yeah, right. Can't wait to see your next move. Send text."
Yeah, sure.
BTW, looking for a tag partner. I know we've had our issues in the past. As you can see, if you've watched Raw or SmackDown, I'm a different person now. I'm not the same guy I was. Would you be interested in taking on Roman Reigns? I know you don't like him.
I feel like he would look at you the way, or this text, the way he looked at JJ when JJ was asking him if he could get into the WWE.
Yeah.
You want me to do? What do you want me to do? So I don't know that would work. I think Kevin Owens appealing to John Cena's streak was probably the right move. If that was no longer something that was an option, though, and I had previously had beef with him, John Cena, I think is a kind of guy who is very thorough in researching his roles. So I would be like, hey, John Cena, I really enjoyed you as Peacemaker. I would read some of the old Peacemaker comics and strike up a conversation. But hey, I'm kind of curious, what do you think of, I don't know, Mike Grell's run on Peacemaker from back in the day? I have no idea if Mike Grell did any Peacemaker. It's just the first name that sort of pops up. And he'd be like, wow, I'll take that into consideration. Maybe I'll read that run. So I would do some research and try to help him out with his role as Peacemaker and then say, hey, man, not for nothing, but I got this match and I got nobody. You want to come back for an episode? And then he'd look at me like he did JJ Bella.
It'd all lead to the same.
It would all lead to, no matter what I asked John Cena. I'd probably be like, hey, I'm a fat version of you. You want to come help me out? It'd be kind of funny. It'll be like a Laurel and Hardy situation. Or no, it'd be like, hey, we could call ourselves the before and after.
There you go.
Like John Cena can walk out with a large pair of pants and hold them at his waistline. This is what I used to be, and I could be the guy who used to wear those pants. That'd be good. See, look, we're only at 165. That's not going to get it done.
Doesn't seem like it's going to. There's 403 people watching. To get to 200 should be no problem at all.
You think so, Dave? But here's the problem. A lot of those people are back in time. They're in the past.
Well, also, some people just allow themselves one like a day.
I think that's less true. David Matushek says, considering the Rumble is less than a month away, do you think that qualifying matches are ever moot even when the loser gets in the Rumble anyways? If the loser gets in the Rumble, then yeah, the qualifying match is moot unless there is a final qualifying like Royal Rumble
match, last chance, qualifier
last chance
match.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. At which point then one of those participants should be in, but if more than one is in, then yeah, it's a moot point.
It's completely moot. That's horrible.
Yeah. That is silly. Yeah, don't do that.
Blake Whitehouse says, would Cena helping Kevin Owens with the Bloodline be the equivalent of Austin helping Booker T with Evolution? I think sometimes you're forged in combat. Can a brotherhood exist?
Yeah, you can earn some respect. Yeah,
by fighting. The Blackpool Combat Club is an entire faction based off of people fighting each other first.
Yes, and gaining respect. Oh, we're up to 191.
Yeah, that's a whole 9 likes away. I feel like we're running on fumes now.
I know, we're out of questions. There's a couple here in Twitch chat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. All right.
So we'll see if we can get the last 9 here.
Fair enough.
Dark Tank Luchas has issue with us not predicting Triple H. We somehow lost a like. Predicting Triple H champions for 2023. Says, I want to know at least who you think will end the year as mega champion.
How did somebody
probably Vikingo
drop a like? That's weird. Who's going to end the year as mega champion?
And tag champs. And who
this
loses
year
their mask?
Or last year or next?
Who ends 2023?
Oh, wow.
Probably Vikingo.
I don't know what his contract is like, but if he's heading to WWE or NXT or so, he's not going to be. He's got to be main roster or AEW. I'd probably
202.
I'll put it this way: if it's AEW, it's still going to be Vikingo.
Yeah,
he'll still have that title.
Yeah, he will.
If it's WWE, hell, I don't know. Paul might just keep that title on him anyways. That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe. So we're up to 202, and then we're 201 to 203. We're back to 202. Now we're back up to 203.
Oh, man, it'd be amazing if we dropped 5 and we had to go. All right, we got to 204. Yeah, we're at 204.
All right, we can call him Paul in.
All right, we'll call in Paul. Let's call him in here. Let's see. Where's the Zoom feed? Here we go. Hello, this is WWE head of all things creative, Paul Levesque. How can I direct your call?
Hi, Triple H. Going in Raw here. Hey, I just want to wish you a happy New Year. It's a hell of a Smackdown tonight.
Happy Day is still 2022. What are you talking about? The New Year isn't until it's like 2 days from now.
But we're not going to talk to you before that, so it's want to wish you a happy New Year.
God for that.
What a great show tonight.
You're not going to interrupt. I know. Stop sucking my butt. I know that it was a good show. I don't put on stinkers like Roman Reigns dropping the twos.
So interesting. So can
big
you give
turds, my guy. Look, between you and me, you want a scoop?
Yeah,
You want a scoop for your pissant show?
definitely.
I've never seen turds the size of Roman Reigns turds. It's like those cans of Chef Boyardee that poor and fat people eat.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, Fat John Cena loves those raviolis from Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, I used to like him as a kid too.
His little belly jiggles whenever he thinks about the Chef Boyardee because he's Fat John Cena. Listen, those things pale in comparison to the size of Roman Reigns' turds. They're so big and smelly. They're disgusting.
All right,
tribal
exactly
chief, more like tribal beef. You know what I mean?
I was looking for.
Yeah.
What led to Charlotte coming back tonight? That was a huge surprise.
Money, a giant bag of doubloons. I was like, Charlotte, I know that Andrade right now has issues with that pissant company, but no need to drag yourself down by staying on vacation with him. You guys look like a lovely couple. You're having a great time. I got a giant sack of gold here, though. Can you come back, please? And she was like, I got one word for you. And I was like, well, it can't be suck it because that's 2 words. She was like, don't interrupt. She was like, championship. And I was like, oh, you just want the gold. I get it. Hey, you know what? Birds of a feather. I know what that's all about. It's called the Reign of Terror. Terrorizing. That was my name back in WCW.
It was.
They tried to get me to come back in 19. Sorry, my cat's barking. I gotta let her out.
Why do you have a barking cat too, or a sick cat? Sorry, that's interesting. All right, one moment, everybody. We'll get Triple H back on the line. Apologies for the delay. Apologies. Is he back?
Yeah, I'm back now.
Oh, there you are. We got a question here in chat asking who was Uncle Howdy tonight?
Oh, mystery.
Can't get a scoop.
It's a mystery. No, I already gave you one scoop. It's like the YouTube likes. You only get one of them.
You do that, don't you?
You only like one video a day. Yeah, that's all you do.
You only like one video a day. Thank you.
Otherwise, likes mean nothing.
Exactly.
They mean nothing. Yeah. Why would anybody like more than one video a day? Every 24 hours. No, I'm with you on that one.
All right, thank you. I'm happy we agree on that one.
I already gave you one scoop. It was the poop scoop. It was the Roman Reigns poop scoop. Right. Huge dookie.
Can I ask you one last question? Sorry to interrupt.
Last question. We're done then.
So there's some speculation on the internet that maybe Smackdown could move into Wednesday nights. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, let me write that idea down. I kind of like that one because what? That other pissant company's on Wednesdays. And you know what? I'm kind of tired of giving up my Friday nights. I miss being able to hang out with my family on Friday. Wrestling's my life, but family and sleep are very important too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rumor killer. I'm gonna pedigree this rumor. Yeah, probably not. I don't think the networks would like that. As much as I would like it, it's not gonna happen. No.
All right. Well, I appreciate the answer.
We have Friday night on lock. We got Rampage barely making 400,000 views. Oh my God. That's terrible. That's awful. I've seen episodes of Wrestle Juice do better than that. Anyways, that's actually not true. So that's going to do it for Triple H for the game. Be sure to check out the Friendo Awards tomorrow because I clean the house. Game over. How'd that go?
Great.
All good?
I feel like our rapport is really good now. And he agreed with me that 1 like a day. That's what it should be on YouTube. 1 like a day. Otherwise, your likes are meaningless. You just dole them out to everything.
That's really weird. That doesn't sound right. What did he give you any big? Is SmackDown moving nights? Did he give you any?
No,
scoops?
I asked about that. He wouldn't talk about that. He wouldn't talk about who's under the Uncle Howdy mask.
No scoops.
Well, he did talk a bit about. I asked about Charlotte coming back.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah.
And how that went. And
how'd that go? Why did she come back?
What is it's gold, championship titles and money. That's what
like Global Force Gold.
No, not that.
Oh, like a sack of gold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And then he really wanted to talk about Roman's bowel movements.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard me.
Roman's bowel movie. You want to talk about Roman's poop?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's shocking.
Yeah.
What, are they like really big or something?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh wow.
Guess what he compared them to?
Like a can of beans or something?
Close.
Oh, like Chef Boyardee?
Yeah, what product in particular though?
God, I could really go for some ravioli right now.
That's
I
what
might
it
get
was.
some. I might get some. Oh, really? Holy shit.
It's funny you mentioned that.
What a wild coincidence. Anyways, that's going to
no.
do it for the show. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Have a safe and happy New Year celebration.
Yes.
Tomorrow we've got the Friendo Awards, so be sure to keep an eye for that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
End stream.